Hey guys, welcome back in here to Legacy. Let me bring my guys back in. And there we go. Everyone should be back in. Can everyone hear, see everything?
Yep, I can see everybody.
Make sure everybody's good to go. Okay, make sure
I can hear.
Gotcha. Okay, so we are picking up with our Alternity game, which kind of went on hiatus due to some life events. People have been busy and yada yada. Welcome to real life, right, guys? And we're picking up with One with the Source. Just real quick reminder where we left off, so you guys remember. Stop doing that. Sorry, it keeps bringing up my control to kick you guys and stuff. I'm trying to close the tab. You guys had been in the hotel room. You were looking at the LinkedIn for Robert, for the supposedly dead guy that keeps posting to LinkedIn. When he decides to show up and creep you guys out severely. And at the end of that session, right as he left after Atmos tried to tackle him, and he moved with preternatural speed to get to the door, the power cuts out, and you guys were left looking at the computer screen with his LinkedIn still pulled up and the power out. And that's where you guys were at, and I will let you guys run with what you want to do from here.
You know, this is one of those things where I feel that I should have prepared for this by rewatching the VOD of our last game, because I don't remember any of that.
It's okay. That's why we have these on recording.
Yeah, I have some notes. He said that they don't use books. Books are outdated. So whatever they're doing, they're just like plugged into the entire internet, probably instant access to anything, anytime. And he also said that they're trying to infiltrate the college because they want to have members that become leaders over time.
We also ran into a guy we thought was dead. He's apparently alive and very creepy, and he moves like lightning.
Yep, that was the guy.
That was the guy. Creeper. And he had that creepy smile on his face the whole time.
But he did look like he was ripped, so whatever he's doing is probably healthy.
Man, being dead makes you look really good.
Are we sure he's undead and not demon possessed?
Yeah, we don't know. We know that there was a report of his death, but he keeps posting on LinkedIn and then he shows up. So
I shook his hand. His hand seemed warm.
Yeah. Also, he did laugh at the idea. He told you that he had to fake his own death because they needed him to.
Oh,
be
right.
dead.
That. I actually remember that now.
He did tell you guys that they faked his death on purpose so that people would not try to track him, basically.
So now the question is, what do we do with this information? So I guess from here we understand what the issue at the college is, but how does that relate to the database stuff? Are they manipulating grades to get their agents to pass?
That is something you have not discovered, whether or not that's what they're doing or not. That is a good deduction. I would grant you that. Yeah, I grant you.
With my teammates.
Yeah, with your character's intelligence, that's a good deduction, because you have like an intelligence, what, like 11 or 12, something like that, Tommy?
Yeah, an intelligence 11.
Didn't we ascertain earlier that whatever is going on with the computer isn't fully under control of the facility staff, or at the very least, whoever is controlling it of the facility staff don't actually know what's being done?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think we established like there's limited access to the server room.
Yeah, because you guys, because your conversation with Jay with Professor Martinez, I think, left you guys with that impression that whatever's going on, they may not have complete control over the database.
Yeah, but
right.
But this Halston guy showed up while we were like checking out his LinkedIn profile, and
Yep.
so was able to detect that and manifest. So they may not be limited by the ID cards that the the maintenance staff is.
Well, on the plus side, he did knock on your door, so he was somewhat polite.
He's just trying to pretend that he's still a human.
Well, I kind of guessed that it was a sort of intimidation tactic where someone acts normal, but in a way that's obviously not normal, just to be as unsettling as possible, and just kind of sort of like rub in the whole, it's like, yeah, about that whole like mortality thing, I don't care.
Yep, that was the vibe I got.
Yeah, kind of creepy. But you still have a couple of leads that you guys know about. Jay did suggest you talk to Professor Foster, who's the lead professor in computer sciences, one of his lead professors. That was a suggestion he gave you.
Yep.
You looked into Halston. You've met him. And then you also had the lead to talk to, if you wanted to follow it, that you could talk to the Luis, the maintenance head, about the RFID readers and stuff, since he's one of the only other people with access to that server room.
Yeah, we probably should talk to him and see if he's seen anything weird in there at least. Or maybe he's a member of the cult.
It's up to you guys, like I said, because right now you're sitting in a dark room, unless you tell me otherwise.
Well, yeah, we kind of have to do something, and we were sitting around trying to decide what.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Bring the college back up. Well, we have the college.
So, what were the best options for today?
Well, right now it's later at night, so you guys could always just choose to rest till morning and plan from there. Because the chances of getting hold of either Hillary, the professor, or the maintenance guy right now are extremely slim.
The maintenance guy just depends on whether or not he's doing something after hours, which, we have no way of verifying that ahead of time.
Yeah, we did talk about the maintenance guy, and we learned a little bit about who they are. So. But yeah, I guess he's been there for 25 years. He kind of blends in, and he's a little too quiet. And I think they're actually contractors, and so they're not employed directly by the school.
Yeah, I mean, if we're just gonna like talk to someone like that, we should probably wait till morning. So yeah.
Yeah, and then the other option was that computer science professor.
Yeah, name was Hillary Foster.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I have a note that she has a background in cybersecurity.
Yes, she is, and she is one of his lead professors. So she's pretty talented as a computer scientist. But like I said, do you guys just want to rest up and wait for the morning and see what happens?
Sure.
I mean, that's probably going to be your best bet. And without power, you're not going to have internet to continue researching on the internet right now. So,
all right.
And yes, if you guys go to the door to check, the rest of the hotel is out of power as well. It's not just your room; it's not localized.
What about other buildings across the street and such?
It does appear that there's been a power surge of some kind, almost like a brownout.
All right, so it's kind of like whole area, and it'll be
Yep. Yeah. And you don't know how long it's going to last. There's no telling. This is a small town in Oklahoma, remember?
Yeah. Well, the laptop battery is still there, so we can use that as a flashlight, I guess.
Yeah.
Assuming nobody has
Well, most laptops only have like 1 or 2 hours of battery life, so let's not waste it.
Yep. Use the light to get ready for bed, and then just get to sleep if you can. I'll probably be clutching my my pistol while I go to bed.
Gonna throw like extra bolts. I don't know if any of you've ever stayed in one of like the murder hotels where you're like guaranteed somebody's gonna break in and stab you. I've stayed at one and I barely slept. It was terrifying. Like, I don't know if I've ever been in a room that scary in my life. I felt more safe in the ghetto around Indianapolis Colts Stadium than I did in that hotel room.
Why would you stay there in the first place?
Long story. Very long story. A very uncomfortable part of my life. But anyways, so you guys are able to rest when you guys get up in the morning, because unless you killed the light switch, you notice the power is back on. So the laptop's recharged for you. You need to bring it with you. Sometime during the night, the power would have come back on. Either way, you find out pretty quickly.
Well, I mean, like the place where I personally live, I wouldn't expect the power to stay off more than 4 hours, because unless it's some sort of like horrible catastrophic issue, they will do anything and everything they can to get it up as soon as they can.
When we got hit by Helene up here, we only lost power for 3.5 days, when the city of Asheville was averaging 2.5 weeks.
The most interesting example I can think of was a case where someone literally ran over and like completely physically destroyed a power pole down the street from me. They replaced that within 24 hours.
Nice.
Completely replaced the entire pole within 24 hours.
Well, the reason it took so long during Helene is most people don't have tropical storm hitting the side of a mountain on their bingo cards.
Well, I mean, with that, it's just that like there's like several distractions. It's not the only thing that happened.
Yeah.
Like this was literally the only thing that happened because it was a drunk driver.
There you go. Okay. Either way, you guys are back up and running. So which way I know you guys are going to want to go back to the college. Do you want to talk to the professor first? Did you want to talk to the maintenance guy first? Have you guys decided that?
What do you guys think? Maintenance guy or professor first?
We could split up and do both of them.
Good.
Yep, true enough.
My character is someone who is good with computers, so me talking to the computer sciences person seems like a good idea.
True. It might benefit you to let the private investigator talk to the maintenance guy. Let Atmos do the talking with him, because he might come off more down to earth than you guys do. Yeah.
That makes sense to me. So.
Which, that also like benefits the idea of like splitting up. It's like Atmos goes talk to that guy and I go talk to the other person. So what about the other two people?
The other person. So it depends on where Atomic wants to go. I mean,
I can go with you because I also have some computer skills, so that would make sense to me.
Okay, so I guess Wolfgar goes with Atmos.
Well, he doesn't have a character yet. He's just listening in tonight. So,
Oh, okay. So Wolfgar gets to play for Atmos because Atmos isn't here right now. Okay.
That worked.
Yeah, I'm actually reading what's the little pop-up bubbles coming out
Yeah.
of private chat.
Yeah, I just noticed it myself, so don't worry. Uh, we'll have to deal with him in a second. He's juggling multiple things here. Yeah, that happens. But either way, so we'll deal with the professor first, since both of you guys are actually kind of here. So of course you're going to find her in the computer sciences building. Makes sense, right? And you guys get there early enough, and you guys are able to catch her before her first class. I figure you guys are probably not sleeping in with everything weird going on. So
Yep, probably didn't sleep much at all.
yeah. So you can get back to the college about 8:30. Her first class would probably be about 9:15. So you have a couple minutes with her. And when you walk up on her, she's a middle-aged woman, uh, not quite graying hair, but definitely starting to get a little bit lighter. Kind of, she has very sharp, bright green eyes. Uh, Physique-wise, she's very, like a lot of people at this college. She wouldn't stand out in a crowd, but she carries herself very well. She doesn't she doesn't look like what you would anticipate a computer nerd, kind of looking like she doesn't slouch. She carries herself like upright and proudly, and she has a god damn it a leather case with her as well that appears to be her class notes and everything else as she's going into the classroom. And you're easily able to stop her if you want to on the way in, or you can wait till she's in the classroom, however you guys want to do it. But she's pretty approachable when you guys walk up to her.
I mean, I would talk to her as soon as we can, because like maybe she would rather talk to us outside the classroom, or maybe she'll just tell us to step into the classroom. We'll see.
That's fine. When you walk up to her, she actually. Which one of you is introducing yourselves first? That's going to be an interesting question.
Oh, fuck
Which
you.
one, which one of you has better interpersonal skills?
That's one of those things is that I don't actually remember what my character's stats are, other than that he was a computer guy.
Yeah.
Let's
his character sheet pulled up.
Let's see. What is the interpersonal?
Did, but I don't remember what any of the stuff on it is.
No. Okay.
Yeah, so my
Right.
personality is 11. Is that
that's actually above average. So you're
okay.
Mine is below average. So yeah.
Okay. In that case, yeah, I guess I'll
you'll introduce yourselves.
see. 1 second. Let me get to the right page here. Oh yeah. I'll walk up to her. Do I notice a wedding ring at all?
No.
Okay.
There is no wedding band.
I'll say hello, Miss Foster. Yeah, my name is Arthur Grace, and let's see. What was the professor's name, or the dean?
Jay.
Yeah,
Jay Martinez.
Yeah, Dean Martinez suggested that we talk to you. We're helping him with the database debug issue.
She kind of cracks into a smile and points at you and says, funny enough, I talked to Jay last night on the phone. He mentioned some people wandering around campus that might want to have a word with me. You must be them. Well, come on in my classroom. I have to get set up for this first class, but I'll be happy to give you what time I can.
Excellent. Thank you. All right. So, yeah, I guess I'll follow her in.
You walk in this classroom. This is a stereotypical computer science classroom. Individual desks with computer stations, the monitor at the front, yada yada yada. We've all been to college, I think. So, some of us recently. But so it's a fairly standard setup, and she sets her satchel. That's the word I was looking for, by the way. Satchel. God, I can't believe I lost that word. Sets her satchel on the desk and kind of unclasps it, starts pulling papers out, and says, you know, this database bug that he keeps finding it's odd. I don't know if I've ever seen him have this much problem with any type of problem that we've ever come across.
Yeah, it seems very unusual.
She kind of smiles at you and says, he's a really sharp man. I'll be honest with you. When he asked me what I thought was going on, I gave him the rundown, and he had pretty much covered a lot of those bases. But because it's part of an intranet, I can't imagine it being attacked from the outside. Um, you know, he has me run regular cybersecurity assessments, and I haven't really seen any glaring holes in our security.
Interesting. So the intranet just isn't accessible from the external internet at all?
Oh, no, not for our system for grading. Our system for grading has to be secure. If we open it up to the wide internet, anybody could get in there and make changes.
Interesting. Yeah, the dean implied that the only place that somebody will have the access to make these changes is from inside the server room. But is it conceivable that somebody elsewhere on the network could manipulate it?
She thinks about it for a second and says, it's possible, but for example, you couldn't just use one of these desks in here. They have limited intranet access. They're really set up to be connected to a staging server. Unfortunately, most of the work that gets done on these computers is coding and things like that. Any other work is typically done on private computers owned by the students.
Interesting.
Would it be possible for us to look in the server room?
I don't know that I could get that approved. Jay might be able to get you in there, but I don't have authority to go in there myself, even, unfortunately.
Where's Jay at?
This early in the morning, I'm guessing he's probably getting ready to roll up here in about another 20 minutes with a fresh cup of coffee.
All right.
And she kind of cracks a smile and looks at you guys and says, one of the perks of being the dean, I guess. And kind of laughs to herself a little bit. It's clear she's just making a bad joke.
This is the same dean I interviewed before, right?
No. Dean Jay is the dean of the. You talked to the president of the university.
Oh, okay. So I won't feel bad what I'm about to do. Okay.
No. Actually, they're sending you out after the maintenance guy.
Okay.
You're going to go talk to the maintenance guy because you're more down to earth. They're too much of computer nerds. They're afraid that they'll just intimidate the poor guy. But either way, she pulls out a kind of a binder, and you guys can see it's pretty well tabbed. And she sets it down and she says, but while we're talking about this problem with these servers, let me show you a couple of things. And she pulls open this binder and flips through a couple of tabs. And without computer training, this is going to make no sense to anybody, but both of you guys both have computer operations, I believe. I do believe both of you do. So both of you are going to recognize this as a cybersecurity assessment test, a stress test for cybersecurity leaks. And she points to a particular line, and at a particular point in the test, there's no glaring holes, but there is a spike. that she noticed in the server capacities, almost like somebody was mass spoofing an attempt to enter into the database.
Or at the very least, it's just like suspicious clusters of
Yeah.
Access attempts, even if it's
Yep.
not, anything that's like a smoking gun. It's just
Yes.
out of the ordinary.
I see. So it's
and
like
it-
an activity spike then around when the test was running.
yeah. And she actually looks at you and says, if I didn't know better, I'd almost swear that spike looks like a DDoS. But who would DDoS the intranet?
Is it actually a large enough number to be a DDoS, or is it more like a brute force hacking attempt?
If you ask her that, I'm sure you do. She thinks about it for a second and says, honestly, the reason I wouldn't say DDoS, I think you're more apt saying a directed hack attempt, a brute force attempt, because there's only a handful of people that need to go into the back end of the intranet here. One of them being Dean Martinez. Honestly, even I don't go into the back end of the server that often unless I'm doing work for the dean.
Is there any information on the source of the attack?
She points out that it appears to be all from one IP address, but the IP address kind of doesn't make a lot of sense. Whereas normal IPs are 192s, yada yada yada. This looks like it's coming from a home address. This is coming from 168. Jesus, 168.0.0.1, I believe. God, it's been a while since I messed with home address.
Oh, so the attack is coming from the computer that's being attacked, basically.
Yes. Or at least the computer I was using to run the server run the logs.
Yeah, it would be the.
Yeah, that's makes me question whether or not that is a some sort of address spoofing, but it's one of those things. It's like, how would you spoof that address? Doesn't really.
You could drop malware on there and then have it run locally.
Well, yeah, but if you have that kind of a hack tool already installed, why would you run the hack tool to spoof things instead of having it, access things directly?
Yeah, that's a good point. Well, I guess there might be network services running on it, and so it's just still trying to penetrate them. It's just running on the same machine that those other services are running on.
She looks at you and says, I've been doing cybersecurity for a long time. Honestly, I didn't put anything on my computer that should have caused this. And just so you know, in being honest with you, I was running this from my office computer. So unless somebody got onto my computer somehow and installed it, I don't know how they could have created this.
Is your computer a laptop? Do you take it home and plug it into the external internet at all?
Oh, no. I use my desktop in my office because it's already connected to the intranet here.
I see. So yeah, the computer wouldn't have been moved. But if somebody did have physical access to it, then they might have been able to put something on it.
Yeah. Fair enough. She actually
a different idea has occurred to me, though, is that it's possible that whatever intrusion caused it to have that source for the request, if it's it could be that whoever put it in doesn't actually have like full access to everything and is using this tool to try to get access to things they don't already have access to.
Possible
Yeah,
possibility.
an escalation attack.
Yeah.
And she looks at it, she says, like I said, this is my latest audit, just a couple of weeks ago. I'll be honest with you. I'm starting to wonder if somebody at some point didn't install some type of virus across the entire system.
Yeah, so from basically any machine would check, and then it would attack from the one that's connected to the database that it wants to get.
Yes. It would make sense if you did it as, like, say, a rootkit or something on the internet. While the staging server is not technically connected to the intranet, I'm not so sure that you couldn't somehow or another cause the server to corrupt other parts of our server. They're all housed in the server room. I mean, I know that doesn't make a lot of sense, but it's about the only thing I can think of. If somebody somehow got a rootkit into the server system.
Oh, so that they managed to get access to one computer, and they're using this to try to get access to other computers.
Yes.
Yeah. I could see how that would be a valid attack vector.
Yeah. Well, and like I said, if you installed the right type of rootkit on the staging server, and you had the right knowledge of our system and our topography, I don't think it'd be impossible for you to backdoor from the server, the coding server, to the rest of the server. But I don't think any of the kids that go here have that level of knowledge. They certainly don't know the topography well enough.
What about a former student?
That's a
Somebody
possibility.
that was here for years and graduated from the program.
That's certainly a possibility. Like I said, the real problem with this is that what's going on isn't technically criminal. Otherwise, we could bring in a cyber crimes unit from, say, the state police, but nobody's actually breaking the law.
Well, that we know of so far. I mean, that's part of the reason why we're here to investigate, is to we don't actually know what's going on in enough detail to be able to rule out the fact that some sort of crime is being committed. We just haven't identified what the purpose of this is.
I'll be looking out the window, waiting for the guy to show up. Is he the janitor?
Yeah, Luis. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. So, let me wrap this up, and then we'll get to Luis. Okay. As you guys have been talking, you realize it's getting a little late. She looks down at her cell phone, kind of turns it on, and goes, "Oh my gosh, it's getting really close to class. Gentlemen, I'd love to continue this conversation, but unfortunately, duty calls." And as you turn around, you notice a couple of students starting to leak in.
Yes, of course. See you later.
All right, we'll head out.
Okay. Now on to Atmos. While you're waiting, you see Luis. You guys have seen a picture of him, so you know what he looks like. And he's walking around campus. He doesn't have any of his janitorial equipment with him or anything right now. It looks like he's headed towards the main administration building. So you might want to cut him off before he gets there. You there, Atmos?
Oh, my bad. I was
muted. Yeah, you good.
So what I'm planning on doing is I'm going to put my hand in my jacket where my pistol is, and I'm going to walk up, press the gun against his back from in the jacket, and be like, "You're coming with me."
Really? Hey, let's commit crimes.
I need you to unlock a door for me.
Okay. I'll let you do anything you want, but have you really thought through the idea that you're committing kidnapping and assault with a deadly with intent, and they are on a campus with cops?
Well, as long as,
Hopefully, he
as long
doesn't
as you shoot
squeal.
him. Well, no, you just shoot him in the head. You stick him in the boiler room, and by the time they discover the body, you're long gone, right? Simple
Yeah.
enough.
Maybe.
Hopefully, he doesn't have to come to that.
Yeah, it probably won't. You know what? That, my friend, will be an intimidation check, which I believe is interaction.
Do I get a bonus with the gun?
You will get a D4 bonus with the gun.
Okay.
Yeah, it's interaction, intimidate, which is a perception skill.
All right. I don't have it, so the D4 cancels
4
out.
goes away. Yep, D4 cancels out. Nice.
Remember, if you don't have the skill, you have a D4 penalty.
Yep. Just a lot of fun.
I rolled a 4.
You're perfectly fine.
So my base is 11. I rolled under a 5, which is my middle score.
Okay. So you got a good success, not an amazing success. Okay, so he slowly gulps and turns around and looks you in the eye and says, "Man, whatever you want, just don't hurt me, man. Don't hurt me."
I won't hurt you if you listen to what I'm saying. I just need to get some shit done.
Maybe one of you guys should have gone with him.
Well, I mean, we were going to have the other guy do it, but he wasn't ready. So
it's fine. I'm taking control. These nerds won't stop me.
Okay. So he says, "What room are you trying to get into, man? You think you got to stick a gun in somebody's back?"
I need to get access to the server room.
There's an easier way to do this.
I just want you to open it. I don't want to hear your tirades. And I lead him over to the server room.
Computer science building.
Yeah, computer science building.
Okay. Well, this is perfect. As you guys are coming out of the office with out of the classroom, you see Amos' character frog marching the maintenance guy to the server room.
I tell the guy to smile and wave. They're my friends. Don't want to piss them off either. They're both heavily armed. Just act natural. Pretend there's nothing wrong.
I think we're all accessories at this point.
You're now officially an accessory. Kidnapping. At a minimum, at a minimum, you're getting hit with accessory after the fact. Way to go, Atmos. Commit some more crimes. That's what we need.
It's for a good cause.
Okay, you get him down to the server room. Do you guys follow this at this point, Atomic and Moore?
They can't see what's happening because my gun's inside my coat and it's pressed
It
against
doesn't
them.
matter. They see you frog marching in, though.
Yeah, but I also go through trash. It should be not surprising.
This is true. You do paw through trash like a raccoon. So, first thing he did in this game, Wolfgar, in this adventure, was paw through the trash like a raccoon.
It's called dumpster diving.
Hungry were we?
Okay. Either way. Okay, so you get down to the server room. He unsteadily swipes his card to let you in.
All right.
He goes, "Man, what else do you want? What else do you want?" If you guys are going to follow him down about this time, right as he's opened the door, you guys come up on the scene.
What's up, guys? I took care of a problem. We're inside the server room. I tell the janitor to face the wall, and I handcuff.
I thought we were just gonna talk to him.
Yeah, this kind of went sideways real hard, man.
You can talk to him now.
This is
All
a
right,
stick
not a
up.
little bit
Reach for the
impatient.
sky. Okay.
I'm very sorry
Oh, I
for how
love-
Brenda's treating you right now, but have you noticed anything odd in the server room?
You guys better be able to pay him some money to keep his mouth shut.
I turned to Felton and asked him to see if he could check out the servers while I'll let the good cop, since I'm the bad cop, I'll let the good cop interrogate the janitor.
You're not a cop. That's a sad part. You work for an extra governmental agency that's not supposed to exist.
We don't exist. Make sure he knows that.
I'll just pistol whip him a couple of times, make sure it works.
Oh no. I'm gonna have Atomic take care of it. Your name's Arthur Grace, right? Character?
Yep, that's right.
Yeah, Arthur Grace. Take it from here.
Okay.
All right, I guess I'll talk to the handcuff kid.
Okay, this goes up on my list of things I thought I'd never have to hear in a RPG session. It goes under the okay, so I zap him with the dildo line, but it might go above the this is worse than your race war idea.
Oh dear.
I've had
I was
some weird
waiting
things happening.
I was waiting for somebody to say, I'm going to go ahead and pull out my lucky ball gag.
Oh, shit. Cheers.
All right, I'll ask him if he's noticed anything unusual in here. Actually, first I'll ask him if he knows anything about the database bug.
He just starts staring. I don't know what you're talking about, man. And is this how you always treat people?
Not me.
He starts kind of blubbering. He goes, "Man, I got a family. I don't know nothing about no databases. I clean the floors."
That's all right. Have you noticed anything unusual when you were cleaning in here? Something left on the floor that shouldn't be here, or anything out of place?
He says, "No, man, I haven't noticed anything. I come in here like twice a week."
I'll tell him about the dates for some of the incidents. And
At this point, he's almost in full blown tears. I mean, guys just kidnapped him, handcuffed him. He's about to become useless to you guys.
all right. I guess we can just look at the server since we're in here.
Okay. Typical server terminal. With the nice, lovely, horrid, like bad CRT screens. Ugh. I hate server screens. They're so small.
Nice.
Okay, this thing does not stop popping cherries out on me. I'm gonna light myself on fire in front of you. On accident. Okay. Go ahead. Make sure you're not a specialist skill here. That just would apply with. Up. You know what? Go ahead and give me whoever operating it can give me computer science programming.
Let's see. Let me see what I've got on this one. And
I mean, I have that skill. I guess I could roll for that.
let's see. Computer.
How do you
science.
figure out what the target number is in this game again? I don't
It's
remember.
equal to your attribute plus ranks of the skill. So, computer science, I believe, is intelligence. Yeah, computer science is intelligence plus however many ranks you have.
So
You
yeah, I
basically
have,
want to roll low, and you get different degrees of success. The lower you are, the better.
Okay. So, my programming skill is 2, and
Your intelligence was what, like a 12? All right.
no, it's a 14.
14, because so you have a 16. 16, 8, 4. 8, 4. Lower the roll, the better you are.
So I'm not going to actually completely fail unless I roll higher than 16.
Yep.
Somehow I rolled a 19. Okay.
Jesus. Your dice do hate you, don't they, Mar?
tell your D20 that this isn't D&D.
Please.
I
So
wonder if the problem is that I'm rolling one of the ones that has a symbol of the corrupted version of Maraudon on it.
those dice are weighted, and they're not sequential. They're sequential. They're not the numbered wrong. Actually,
Well, the numbered wrong thing, yeah, but that's I haven't actually noticed that to be a problem in the past. But whatever. Anyway,
yeah. Spin downs are specifically designed to roll a certain way. They got in trouble with Magic players for tournaments because they were using them to roll for who goes first, and they're not balanced right.
because like I have actually tested by rolling them a bunch of times, and it's like I've never noticed them to actually have a particularly high skew.
They don't necessarily have a high skew. It's just weird. They're weighted weird.
Anyways,
They're
so I failed, and now what?
Okay. So you get on that terminal, and for whatever reason, you are struggling to figure out the architecture, not the architecture, the file system. For some reason, this file system just either you don't have a lot of experience with the version of Unix they're using. Actually, probably wouldn't be using Unix at this point. Probably be using freaking Red Hat or something. But you're having a hard time processing their file system. It doesn't make any sense to you.
It's probably BSD.
I guess I could give it a try. Maybe I'm familiar with it.
Hey, what's this Pascal business?
Oh dear God!
Let's find out if I've heard of Pascal before. I have intelligence 11, programming of 1. I think my numbers are 12, 6, and 3.
Mm-hmm.
So here it goes. I got a 3.
You get an amazing success. You get this file system pulled up. Poor old Mars characters. Mars characters like, wait, what? You make this look like child's play.
Oh, it's one of those things where you like fumble with something, and then someone else is like, "Hey, it was this thing," and you're like, "Oh, so that's what."
I was just reading about this last week. That's all.
Yeah, pretty much. Time clock. Shit. Screen.
Which one is the any key?
No. I worked at help desk. We had a guy call in that tried to use his disk tray as a cup holder and run this computer.
Some people are just too stupid to be allowed to use computers.
Yeah, I know. Tell me about it.
I worked support once, and they had a phone number on the board that you weren't supposed to answer because they requested a tech to come out and plug in a power strip.
Thank God I was a remote support tech. Anyways, but okay, so you get this file system pulled up, and as you kind of pull up the file system, you notice how everything is, because you had an amazing success. You're able to figure out pretty quickly how these servers are interconnected, including now that you've been kind of exposed to the idea that somebody could be backdooring. through the productions or through the staging server for their code base for like coding classrooms, you can actually see where that backdoor could exist.
Oh,
Oh, nice.
Okay then.
Clogged.
All right. So backdoor is possible or confirmed?
It's possible. You could also check that server itself to see if anyone's left anything there to open the back door. Right now, you're just looking at the file system. You're not quite digging through it all the way yet. You have to actually dig into it.
Okay. I guess I'll try to go a little bit deeper.
Ooh. Kinky.
Yeah. Okay. So as you go into the staging server, you open up the staging server. There does appear to be something a little off with it, and you notice a staging file that doesn't seem to match any of the other code bases that are currently stored on the server.
Okay, and this is the server that's the gate between the intranet and the grading server, right?
Yeah, this is where they stage all their code for review for like testing and stuff like that for classes.
Okay. Got it. And it has an unusual file.
Mhm.
I'll pop that open and take a look at it.
Okay. The file, it doesn't appear to make a whole lot of sense. Again, now that you guys can both be looking at it, everyone could be looking at it, but only two of you are going to make heads or tails of it because only two of you have computer training. It seems to be kind of self-replicating, and the API script seems to be an automated runtime script, but it creates a closed loop, so it shouldn't run. Theoretically, it should not run. But if you were to paste this into a test environment, which you can do from the server, from the terminal, it does run.
This is getting into that occult stuff that we were looking at earlier.
Mm-hmm.
I'll look at it with. I'm going to focus on like all of my occult knowledge and if there's anything hidden in the code, like occult symbolism, just like buried in the line numbering or.
Do you have the occult skill?
What's that?
Do you have knowledge occult? I thought you were the one that had that.
Yep, I do. Let's see what it is. Lore, occult lore. I have a skill level rank 1 in that one.
Okay. And that's an intelligence skill, correct?
Yep.
Okay. So it's going to be another 1263.
I have 1363 written down. Is that because of my class, maybe? Or did I just write it wrong?
Might have written it wrong. I don't think your class gives you a bonus to that.
Yeah, because I have lore as 1263, but whatever. I'll call it a 1263 and fix my sheet later.
Yeah. I think you're all good, man.
I got an 18.
Okay, so you don't notice anything in it that's occultish, but something is definitely wrong here. You have a pretty clear pathway that something has to be up with this file. This is probably the file that's leading to all the problems.
How big is it?
Maybe 100 meg. It's a fairly expensive file.
What exactly were you saying earlier when you said that the file was self-replicating?
Literally, it self-replicates, which means if you try to delete it, it'll actually run a script to recreate itself and reconstitute.
Interesting.
It basically has a safety valve written into the API script that says if delete, do this.
But okay, so I don't have access to whatever part of the system the script is currently running in?
No. It's on the staging server, which means that it was put there obstaciously, probably put there by a student based on the fact of where it's at. Ugh, yeah, I probably need to clean that out. Oh, I'm gonna draw. Jesus Christ. Ugh. I don't think my pipe's supposed to be that color.
Anyways,
like green.
I hear heavy breathing.
That's all I hear. So you're good.
Oh, I see what my number issue is. It's willpower related, not intelligence related. Like
Is it willpower? Okay.
Yeah, and I have a 12
either way.
Okay.
I didn't realize more was willpower. Yeah.
Yeah,
Didn't change anything.
I would expect
Yeah,
more than intelligence. Maybe that's a typo on the character sheet.
No, I bet you if I look it up right now in the setting book, I bet you it's right. Let me do that real quick, just double check. I'm pretty sure that's right though. Lower. Oh no, that's the GMG. Don't need that. There it is.
Can we send this file to ourselves?
Yes, you can. You can send the copy of this to yourselves.
And I would like to, before I send it, I would like to compress it so that it doesn't get picked up as an executable and doesn't try to run when we send it.
No, that's fine. That's perfectly acceptable. It's pretty easy to do. And when you guys get it back to your own system, you could technically it take you some time, but you could probably get the API script written out that self-replicates when you delete and stuff. So you just got to find where in the code that's at.
Hmm.
You did find out exactly where that code base is, but that code line is. But yeah, you could do it. But now you're pretty sure you have an idea of what's causing the error.
Yeah, and the only way this could have gotten here is if somebody was in the server room, right?
No. This is on the staging server. So
that's accessible.
Yeah, this could have been. Yeah, but it's accessible by students. So problem is that there's no telling when it was left behind. All of that stuff can be spoofed. So, but given the time frame, you're guessing it's been here for a while, based on all the issues that they've been having recently with the grading and everything else. It's been several years they've been having problems with inflated grades.
Does it have any kind of command and control code inside of it? Like, is it waiting for a message? Does it run on a timer?
It runs on an API self-executable. So basically, it's like a maintenance script almost.
Okay, so it runs on a schedule.
Yeah, it runs on schedule. I figure all of us should know what a self-maintenance script looks like, even if we don't know what the code looks like.
Anyway, okay, so this thing, whenever the timer tells it it's supposed to run, it what exactly is it doing? Yeah, and because it's like we know that it was creating a whole bunch of commands that were attempting to access other systems, but I'm not sure exactly what it was doing. So,
Okay. Again, just a cursory glance, because you guys are going to eventually run out of time. Remember, you have a blubbering janitor in handcuffs in this room. Somebody's going to notice eventually. But if you guys take it back, you could do a closer examination of exactly what it's doing by setting it up in like a virtual machine and running it.
Sure. I guess we can do that. Yeah, because like it's like messing around the server room. Yeah, like you say, we don't really have all day.
All right, where to next?
That is an interesting question. The real question is, how are you going to keep this freaking janitor from calling the cops on you?
Apologize and tell him that it was a misunderstanding, and that we and explain that we're here to like fix the problem, and that our friend
A little overzealous.
yeah.
Okay. If you guys uncuff him, he kind of scurries off pretty fast. So you guys are probably going to want to get the hell out of Dodge.
You know, there was a threat you could have used. If you don't tell on us, we won't tell the staff at the college about your search history.
There we go.
That's fair.
I mean, that works on a lot of people, even if you actually don't have the information.
Oh, say again?
The idea of telling them that you'll use their search history against them does work, because most people don't realize it doesn't work that way.
That's true.
Well, we'll see. Because like it's a sort of a bluff in that people typically don't have the ability to verify whether or not you actually have a record of what their search history is.
Yeah.
Anyway, so we are no longer in the computer room. We found the suspicious script. We made a copy of it and are taking it somewhere else so that we can look at it in a more comfortable environment.
Yeah, that's probably a good idea to get the hell out of Dodge, anyways, in case he goes to the cops. So, all right, you guys, I'm not going to stop you with cops. You guys are able to get back to the hotel room fairly easily. And like I said, you guys have multiple laptops. You can set this thing up however you want. I'm not making you make rolls. Like, you guys have the time you need to set up like a virtual machine and everything to do that. And run the test you need to run to see what this thing actually does. So, real question is, at most, are you doing anything else illegal? I mean, anything else today?
Illegal, you say? No, but I'm gonna be watching. Is there any windows?
Get off my books! Don't take my book. What are you doing? Sorry, dog was licking my player's hand. Is there? Okay, you're back at the hotel, right? You're asking if there's a window. Yes.
Yeah. Is there any window?
Yeah, there's a window.
Okay, I want to keep an eye out. Make sure we don't get interrupted.
Good policy. Okay, so sorry, I didn't mean to. I got confused on that because I got distracted in the middle by a dog licking my player's handbook. Yeah.
Did you handle it while your fingers smelled like food?
No, something got spilled on the book. I got to clean the cover.
Oh, almost as bad.
Making me unhappy. I keep spilling things on my floor, and my books keep getting winding up on the floor. I need to put them just back on the shelf when I'm done
Yeah.
with them. But anyways,
Sounds like a plan.
and it's not that far of a reach for me to get them out. Just bad habit. When I run games, I tend to keep my books out that I'm using. So, but anyways, uh, so you're looking out the window. So far, so clear. You're not seeing anybody coming up on you or anything, Atlas. In the test environment you guys are running, when this API runs, it appears to create a small, lack of a better way of putting it, almost a security breach. But the way that it makes it appear is it doesn't show up as a security breach. It looks like an actual request, almost like a handshake request between the two servers, is what it would create.
Okay, so it's disguised as normal activity.
So
Yep.
it's just a handshake request, though. That's not going to.
Well, that's what it looks like when you actually run the test. That's what it looks like it's doing.
Because like real world, one of the more infamous DDoS things, the way it worked was actually that it would give a malformed request where it would cause the target of the attack to just indefinitely continue waiting for the rest of the request because you didn't actually give it the entire request the first time. Oh, that's stupid.
So basically what you guys are noticing this is doing is it's masking something as a handshake request, but what it's very likely doing is that it's creating a backdoor where it allows the servers to interact with each other when they shouldn't. But because they're on the same network, it's basically making the grading server see the staging server as if it's part of the grading server.
Let's see. That's interesting. And so this one just creates access from the staging server to the grading server, right?
Yes.
Okay, so then it runs periodically. So during those windows, somebody could then utilize the backdoor to change the grades.
Yes.
Okay.
Or alternatively, could use it to install things like rootkits, viruses, Trojans. In short, they could use it to manipulate the other server, yes.
All right, and so with those external requests that end up on the grading server, would there be anything unusual about them that we could use to find in like the network access logs or anything like that?
You could, based on what you guys have seen, because he showed you what happens when he does this, when he gets this error. What it very likely has done, or what has likely been done, is it basically creates a note, for lack of a better way of putting it, that tells something in this other server. You're going to need to actually pull the other server itself information from it. Now you have a backdoor to it. Congratulations. That you know about. But you would guess that what they're doing is they're putting in some type of script that is purposely muddling the grading server and overwriting the data basically on the fly, which would be extremely difficult to do.
Okay, but can we get a feel of like what the purpose is? Because like one of the observations from the issues that was being observed is that to a certain extent it was seemingly random.
Yes. Like I said, it's like it's rewriting whatever they put on this other server. It feels like it's doing whatever it's doing more on the fly than by like design. So what your guess would be as computer scientist is that it's telling the server to pull random data, and while it's pulling the random data, it's basically overwriting the data that they're actually looking for. It, like I said, it would be very complicated, very hard to do, because, and especially to hide it from people that know what they're doing.
Okay, I guess there's no like smoking gun sort of thing where it tells you who wrote the software.
There's not, but it does trace back. You guys are able to look deep into the code. Again, you guys have as much time as you need to do this, so I'm not going to make you make rules for it, as long as you're willing to spend the time. You notice that the timestamps on the code are around 5 years old, right about the time this great inflation nonsense started.
Yep, that fits.
So your guess is that somebody, good guess would be, again, you guys have enough intelligence between the three of you to guess that it's right around the time Robert Halston was in school. So there's a strong probability that he wrote this.
Yeah, are there any? I guess there were the in the library. I want to try to re-examine the occult connection to see if I'm missing something. How does that work with this game? Do you just re-roll and it takes time, or is it like once per level, like a D&D the lock?
No. Okay, so anytime so the way I normally deal with like re-rolling skills is I typically actually follow Luke Crane's advice, which is weird because he's kind of not the best person. But his advice has always been solid in that the let it ride idea is if circumstances change substantially, which they have, because you have unlimited time to look at it now, you are entitled to a reroll.
Okay, cool. I'll give that a try.
Yeah. But if you fail it again, you would have to reassert different circumstances again to get around the reroll.
Yeah, like find an actual occult library with enough reference material.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, I got a 7 this time.
Okay, so you got a good result, I believe.
Yeah, I think
no, you got
you
got ordinary.
I think so.
Yeah, you got ordinary. Okay, you got ordinary success.
Let's see.
You're one away from a good success.
Yeah, lore occult. So yeah, the second number I have is a 6, and I got a 7. Okay, so whatever the most basic one is.
Yeah, you got an ordinary success. On closer examination, you do notice that some of this appears to hold some of the way that the code is actually written is written almost like a ritual chant.
That'll do it.
I mean, I've seen that before in actual coding, so that doesn't surprise me as much as you would think.
I'm pretty sure you can summon Satan with the right code.
Computers are literal magic. It's like you teach a grain of sand how to think. So
pretty much. So you guys feel confident that this was written, like I said, taking what you know, you guys feel confident that this was written by Robert Halston or somebody close to him at a minimum because of the time frame it was written in. It's definitely got some occult markings, and it clearly is interacting with the grading server.
Let's see.
Interesting.
Yeah, and the president, Yeah, he hired that Brown and Reach consulting group, that
Yep.
cultural competency consultants, and
Out
I
of
wonder
Tulsa. Yep.
they're perhaps related
Maybe.
to the cult side of things.
Maybe. But by the way, you guys have the internet back, so you do have the ability to research them more if you want to do that.
Hey, Karen,
And you had an outstanding call with Jonas, didn't you, Atmos? You called him about something, and I don't remember what you called him about. I just lost it in my head. You remember what you called him for? If you're speaking, you're muted. Either way. But yeah, you guys have some options still. You can look up this consulting company, find out more about them.
I guess it's worth a try.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, I mean, while you're researching, might as well research them, right? So you look them up online. They're not hard to find. They're a big consulting company out of, I believe I just said Tulsa. I think I originally said Oklahoma City, but either way, they're out of the city, and they're about what you expect for a cultural competency consulting firm. Lots of buzzwords, lots of talk about diversity and initiatives and leveling the playing field and all that kind of nonsense. But you do notice a small quirk listed on their contributor website is the name of the head of the computer science, the lead professor in computer science, Hillary Foster. She is listed as a contributor and a volunteer with them. You don't know how old the website is. The copyright is one of those copyrights that says from like blank to current year. So you don't know if this is in date, out of date, but she's definitely connected somehow to these people.
So she's listed as a contributor, or
She's a contributor of some kind. They have a list of contributors, there's about 20 of them. And you see her photo and her name, and it like immediately she stands out because you guys just met her.
interesting.
Maybe
we should check her LinkedIn too and see where she's been in her career. Though last time we checked somebody's LinkedIn, they showed up uninvited. So,
And menaced you.
Well, I mean, it's like when you look at it from a metaphysical standpoint, checking someone's LinkedIn is kind of like saying their name whilst looking in a mirror.
Exactly.
True enough.
Yeah,
hey, look, you ever want to see me just find the most esoteric game you can and say the name 3 times? I will show up.
Yeah.
But anyways, if you click on her or on the contributor tab kind of thing, where it has the list of contributors, and if you scroll down to it, it talks about the contributors and what they did to help them get started. And from what you're gathering, this company seems to focus heavily on the tech sector, representation in the tech sector. So as you're reading through the contributors list and you're reading through what they contributed, it appears that they have contributed either money, time, or promises of resources to help develop the pipeline. Which is code for creating quotas.
Okay. So it seems as if it's one of those consulting firms where it's about making the people being consulted by look good, even if they're not really, changing anything.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's all
It's a typical cultural consulting group.
kind of a mafia thing. Like,
Yeah.
if you don't hire us, then news articles about how bigoted you are will suddenly start popping up.
Exactly. It's like a mob boss looking for money. He doesn't have to threaten you. He just has to imply.
Yep.
It'd be ashamed if your car tires got slashed. Kind of thing. Yeah, same thing. When you look at their organizational chart, though, nothing really stands out about their internal organization. These guys seem like stock, cultural competency people. Most of them are fairly younger, like 40-ish at the latest. These are not like 65-year-old people. Most of them hold advanced degrees from big universities, Columbia, New York University, Chicago. So, like I said, just if you imagine the worst excesses of a cultural competency company, that would be what these people are. Over credentialed, absolutely, probably have no real skills.
Well, they're in the right field for that.
Exactly. Which is why they do what they do, because they don't have any real skills. But
Okay.
But like I said, it is odd that Hillary Foster is listed as a contributor. And like I said, if with the copyright date, I did tell you it goes from date to date. It appears that this company has not been around more than about 6 or 7 years. So they're not very old.
That's good to know.
Which would also put them, they would have had this college as a very early client.
Oh, so this is one of their first clients. Ew, that
Yes.
does make it more interesting.
This would have been a very early client for this company. And again, if you guys continue looking, you can pull their financials, their tax records and stuff, because you can do that kind of shit. It's kind of crazy.
Might as well.
You guys doing great.
You guys are able to figure out that they're monetarily, they're actually not in great shape. Like, again, like a lot of these companies, the money that they make when they get clients is probably really good, but they're seeing a decline right now. Over the last couple of years of financials, you're noticing that they're getting less and less revenue. As companies are beginning, and this is real world too, companies are starting to pull away from cultural competency consulting. They really are. Various reasons. So as you just start pulling all this information together, something seems off about the company, but not an individual. The company itself just seems odd. Like you can't. I can't remember a finance skill or not. I can't remember.
There is actually a business perks, like a business, corporate, illicit
Okay,
business.
yeah. There's.
I don't think anyone has those.
I don't think anyone has it.
But they are all black skills, so you could try it anyways.
You could try it untrained at plus B4 if you wanted to see what more you know about business. Most of what you're finding is just kind of rudimentary common sense stuff about the business. But if you guys wanted to see what you can make heads or tails out of that rudimentary information.
Sure, I'll try it. Which stat am I rolling against?
It's a D20 plus a D4.
Right, but which stat is this running off of?
It's under
Intelligence.
Okay. Wow, that is insane. Okay, because I'm rolling a d20 plus a d4, I actually managed to roll a 22.
I'm telling you, man, we got to get you some non-cursed dice or something. They hate you.
Anyways, so anyone else want to try that?
I guess I'll give it a try. So I don't have any.
Again, plus
skills.
D4 because you don't have the skill.
Yeah, and let's see. That's
It's unskilled. So.
it's intelligence, which is. So I guess it's 11.52, right?
Yes.
Because my intelligence is 11. I got a 2 plus 2 is a 4.
Okay, so you got a good success. You're actually, again, you saved the day on this. You're guessing that they have some type of benefactor that is propping them up, but because they're not publicly traded, they're not required to notify the state. All they have to do is list it as revenue. So you're not sure who it is, but you're guessing that whoever is supporting these people is playing a bigger game. Because this is a weird company to prop up. And again, as you look through their revenue, you notice that there is a revenue piece about once a year that is a pretty substantial amount of money, around $100,000.
Quick question: what skill was that?
Business.
Okay. Yeah, no help here. My only intelligence skill is deduce.
Yeah. You gotta get your
Yeah, I don't have that skill either. I just rolled it with the D4 penalty and I got a lucky roll.
That's true. Okay. So, but you notice there's about $100,000 about once a year, and it's roughly the same time on every revenue report. But because, like I said, because they're not publicly traded, they're not required to file full disclosure. But like I said, this is a weird company, like a 7-year-old consulting company. Somebody's got some ulterior motives here.
Yeah, it strikes me as one of those shell companies that's created as a a way to distance the identity of the owner from the activities of the company.
Yes, but very good deduction there. I will grant that. Whoever is propping this company, I said, you guys could probably, if you had the contacts, which I don't think anyone has business contacts, you could probably figure out who it is. But your guess at this point is that this company has a bigger role to play than just consulting with this college.
Quick question: if I have the deduce skill, can we compile all the information and can I attempt to piece it together?
Yes, you can. I did not think about that. You do have deduce. You can deduce the logic here.
I mean, he is supposedly a detective, and hey,
that works.
Private investigator.
Whatever. We finally got to that part of the adventure.
It's finally useful.
Uh-oh.
That's not
16.
Ooh, we
It's
failed.
not going to do.
Nope. You cannot fit it all together. But you do feel, like I said, you guys are fairly confident that this company has more to do with what's going on than just having been tied up with consulting. All of this weirdness started not too long after this company became involved with this college.
So, how far is this company?
It's in Oklahoma City, so it's a couple hours.
Do you guys think we should actually take the time to travel over there?
Yeah, it might be worthwhile, especially with the detective. He could do some, physical research.
Maybe you can kidnap a CEO this time.
Yeah.
I'm going to turn over to the janitor, and I'm going to take his wallet. I'm going to take a picture of his license, and I'm going to tell him, I know your address. I know where you live.
No, you
He's
guys
saying
already left
anything.
the college. You guys are back in your hotel room.
Yeah. We were in our room
Yeah.
that we were sleeping in last night, doing all of that stuff because we didn't want to spend hours mucking with this stuff in the server room.
Yeah, where you had a hostage.
We already
Okay.
did the whole like hostage whatever thing when we left.
Okay. I completely forgot about that for some reason.
You're good.
Okay. I'll deal with the repercussions of that later.
Okay, that's fine.
I guess we're headed to Oklahoma City.
Okay.
We should call up Jonas.
Okay.
Because we did we have a different lead? I don't think we did.
No, right now you guys have kind of closed out most of the leads.
I'm going to call up Jonas and I'm going to tell him we need backup.
Okay. Jonas tells you we won't be able to get anyone there for probably another couple of days.
We need someone now. AKA nudge, nudge, wink, wink.
Yeah. Like I said, he says, unfortunately, we can't just pull people into a small town in Oklahoma. They're all out on duty, and we don't have anybody really super close by. So
there has to be someone like a potential candidate or someone who could show up next session.
yes, we can. We'll pull them in. You leave that to me.
Anything's possible.
Leave that to me. No, you leave it to me. Hey, you guys have a couple days. You're gonna have at least a day in Oklahoma City, right? Because Oklahoma City is a couple hours away, so you're gonna take at least a day trip there. And as you guys get to, again, finding the headquarters of this building is not hard. It is located in an office complex inside of Oklahoma City. Not quite like ritzy downtown office complex, but like kind of a rundown office complex. And again, you guys, like, just something sits wrong with this whole situation. These people, just something is striking all of you as off, like extremely off.
Oh, like everybody in the lobby and all that.
No. Like, just this company they're a consulting company that has like a very professional web page and everything else. But then when you find them, they're located in like the rundown part of town. Their finances look like trash.
Well, that's exactly what you would expect for a shell company that exists on paper. It's like it'll have a physical address that is a real building that's been vacant for 20 years.
Yes. It's like a mafia business, honestly. It really is. And as you go into the front door and you go into the reception area, you are greeted by something that you guys were not ready for. There are several dead people laying in the floor.
All right, pistol's coming out. I'm gonna start checking the.
How fresh are the corpses?
Your guess is maybe a couple hours.
Oh boy!
Wow, they're cleaning up.
Is there a pentagram on the floor? Are they wearing the same thing? Are they wearing white robes or anything?
Are these the former employees of the company? That's what I'm going to look for. So I'm trying to figure out who they are.
You notice a couple of the faces from the organization chart you looked at. Okay. No, they're not dressed the same. They're not chasing Hellbop, unfortunately.
So it kind of sort of looks like someone plugged a leak rather than was doing a ritual sacrifice.
Pretty much, but the problem is there doesn't seem to be any wounds on any of the bodies. There's no like bruise marks. There's no gunshots.
Oh, they're just dead.
Just dead. Does anyone touch anybody? Does anyone like try to roll anyone over?
I don't feel the need to do that just yet.
No.
I'll do that.
Okay. As you reach down to feel for the pulse and kind of roll the body over and everything else, you get a very, very distinct electrical discharge. Doesn't do any damage to you, but it's like static shock on crack.
Ooh. Holy crap, don't touch these guys. Is there water on the ground?
There is not.
Was it like a static cling?
Yeah, it honestly, like, it was the same exact thing you would get if you rub your feet like on carpet. except it was just a lot more powerful. Not quite like grabbing an electrical line powerful, but strong enough to give you like a good little jolt.
All right. I'm going to kick a body over with my foot, and I'm going to try to see if I could find any wounds.
Again, you guys have some time to do this. Nobody knows these bodies are here, no cops or anything, so you have time. You don't see any wounds. But oddly enough, Mar, you and Atomic, you're able to look around as well as while he's checking this body out. You notice every computer in the building, the screens are burned out. You can actually see the smoldering, like burn marks, almost like there was a surge in every last computer monitor in this room.
So it's possible these people were killed by electrocution.
Yes, very much so.
Or a very concentrated directed EMP.
Yeah, I'll take a look at the computers themselves and see if any surviving hardware, though I suspect everything's cooked.
I mean, with storage drives, they don't necessarily die.
Yep.
Often the rest of the computer disintegrates before it has a chance to destroy the storage media.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, like onboard fuses and things like that.
Yeah,
but you would have to dismantle the computer and remove the hard drive to access it.
Yeah, this is true. When you open up the computer, it does let out acrid smoke.
Which is exactly what you would expect if the motherboard got fried by a voltage surge.
Yes, yes.
Alrighties. While they
do we have anything that we brought with us that we could use for trying to access data from any of these computers, or are we just going to like collect the hard drives and put them in a box and take them back to our base to look at later?
I think I have a laptop that I would probably have with me. But,
wait, that's right. One of my character's pieces of equipment is actually a portable computer. I keep forgetting that I have that.
Yeah, you guys have a portable computer.
You could also mention you could also have like a flash drive that could like pull information off. Like
no.
Linux.
USB doesn't work if the motherboard is fried.
Yes, this is true. Motherboard will fry the USBs.
Well, because like a USB gets routed through the motherboard as part of just doing its thing. So if the motherboard is fried, it just doesn't go anywhere.
I thought the monitors were fried.
That too.
Yeah, but he opened the computer and acrid smoke came out, which says that the internals are also burned.
Computers are also cooked.
So like the monitors are fried because of the fact that there was a voltage surge large enough to fry the motherboards and also the monitors at the same time. I'm guessing they're using the flat screen LED monitors because those are the ones that aren't particularly hard to fry with a power surge.
No, they're using modern equipment here.
All right, so I'm going to take. How many of them are there in that we can see?
There looks to be about 5 of them in this room.
Okay, well, I guess I'll take out all 5 of them, and then after we take out all 5, then I'll start trying to access the data off of one of them.
Okay, so you're going to start as you're trying to access the data, you hear a chime from an office in the back area. That sounds an awful lot like an email notification chime.
I will check that out.
Okay.
Yep,
when you walk in, this is the perfect spot to actually call a night because the truth is we're already past where we normally want to go. As you walk in the chair, you notice the body sitting there, lifeless eyes, and the perfect smirk. It is Robert Halston as a corpse.
No.
I guess he didn't make it. He became a liability.
I have questions.
Or is he faking his death again?
Well, there's that.
Oh, no. If you guys get close enough to touch him, he is very, very dead. Like he's cold. He's starting to cool off. And
Can't
rigor
wait for the
mortis is
next
starting to
episode.
set in. Yeah. Okay. Let me go to the closeout, and then we'll do advancements and all that fun stuff. Give me a second.
Yep. Play
And I love the fact that you set this up. So, yay.
Dark tide rising, feel it in your veins. Truth's a loaded gun, chamber full of pain. Dark matter calling through the static veil. We're just ghosts in the Hoffman files. Dark tide rising, swallow me whole. Dark tide rising, lose control.